Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stefan Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Tuesday, November 14th. As always, if you want to watch our full video, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Roto Beast. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing, please visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. Alright, so real quick before I jump into the picks, I just want to tell you guys, I've been on fire. I'm on fire right now. And we're killing this NBA season. We're cashing on Fanduel at a 70% rate, and on DraftKings, we're actually cashing at an 80% rate. If you don't believe me, go visit our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. Check out our recent results. Hey, it's all there. Hey, come join the team and don't stop missing out. So, hey, let's jump into today. It's going to be a short video, small slate. We have, 3 games, with one of the games being really intriguing, another game that's pretty intriguing, and then we got one game that you pretty much just want to stay away from. We'll start with the Toronto Raptors versus Houston. This game has by far the highest implied total of 219 projected points. Houston's favored by 6.5. I think this is the best game on the slate to try to stack both sides of it. I really, really like this game a lot. Next, we'll move on to Boston versus Brooklyn. This game I think is going to be pretty up and down, fast paced as well. I really like this game as well. And then we got the Spurs versus Dallas Mavericks. This game is going to be a slow paced game. I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't really care for this game. You got the Spurs. I mean, the total on this game is 202 projected, and the Spurs are favored by 6.5. And then I missed it on this one. The Boston versus Brooklyn. This game has a 203 total, and Boston's favored by 3, and they get a 6.5 pace bump. So, kind of in this game, really quick, I'm gonna touch on Boston only being favored by 3, being on fire. I think that Irving's probably not going to play tomorrow if Vegas has the total that low and the spread that close. But yeah, hey, we'll see tomorrow. That's a big thing you got to keep an eye on is what's going on with Irving. So we'll start at the point guard position. I mean, obviously, if Irving plays tomorrow, he's going to be the top point guard on the slate by far, going against Brooklyn, who doesn't play any defense. The only problem is this is a big if. He got hit in the face. They say he's questionable right now. He was in concussion protocol. So, like I said earlier, this is something to keep an eye on. If he's out, I think you gotta really, really just pretty much go with Teddy Rozier. The guy stepped in last game for Irving, and the guy he was pretty good. The past 2 games, this is when Irving got hurt. He's played 28 minutes that game, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Filled up the stat sheet, got 33 fantasy points. Last game he started 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 30 fantasy points. So this guy is very productive when he gets minutes. So if Irving's out tomorrow, I think this guy's almost a lock and load. He's a great play against Brooklyn. Next, we'll move on to Kyle Lowry. This guy against Houston, James Harden defense. I think he's going to be pretty much, you got to lock him in tomorrow. He's going to be one of your 2 point guards. I think the big mystery tomorrow is going to be who's your other point guard to go with Kyle Lowry. The guy hasn't been having a monster season the way we've seen last year or previous years. But at a 7.7 price tag in a fast-paced game against James Harden defense, there's a lot of positive for him. I think we need about 38. He hasn't really got there, but I think he's going to get a mid-30s. I think he has a chance at the 38. He's going to be really high owned, so it's like the ownership is not. Even if he doesn't, get all the way to value, if he's crazy high, the ownership is going to help us. It's not going to really hurt us. So he's a great play tomorrow. This guy, I don't like going against anybody against the Spurs. Nobody. This is a 3-game slate, and there's not really too many options at point guard. That's why I'm saying Lowry's pretty much going to probably be, the chalk play by far. But this guy, he's been playing a lot of minutes. He's been good. He went off against Cleveland, went off against Washington, had a decent game against OKC. At 6.3, we need about 31 fantasy points. And I think that this young guy, I mean, even though he's going against the Spurs, I think that he can get us somewhere there. I mean, he definitely has, a lot of upside compared to anybody else besides the other couple guys I already mentioned. So he's somebody to look at. Maybe more of a GPP play going against the Spurs, though. And the last guy I'll talk about is Patty Mills, 4.5. He's been pretty good for the Spurs. His minutes are up and down, up and down. 4.5. We need about 22 from him. And he's been pretty much right there the past 5 games. 24, 26, 20, 20, 17. So I feel pretty comfortable with him getting us 22 tomorrow and hitting value. Next, we'll move on to shooting guard. I mean, this is easy. James Harden is by far the best play. The problem is the guy's crazy expensive. 12.5. That means we need 62.5 from him to hit value. But I mean, DeMar DeRozan isn't the best defender. I mean, this guy's clearly the best high-end play on the slate. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you not to play him. I mean, I'm probably going to be playing him myself. So, yeah, definitely look at James Harden tomorrow. Next, we'll go with DeMar DeRozan on the other side of the ball. 8.1 price tag. We need about 41 from him. He's got 41 2 of the last 5 games. But this is an up-tempo game for him. It's going to be back and forth, high scoring. I like DeMar DeRozan. I think he's a solid play tomorrow as well. Staying in this game, this is the theme. 3 really good shooting guards from this game. Eric Gordon, this guy's just been killing it. 6.3. The problem with him is sometimes he doesn't get the other stats, so it leads to these 29, 23s, 27s. But, I mean, he's scoring 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, 26. He's averaging 22.9 points a game. You understand. I mean, he's playing at least 30 minutes in the past 4. I'm at a 6.3 price tag. We're going to have to pay down somewhere. And I like him at 6.3. And then one more guy I'll talk about. There's only 100 less. Marcus Smart. This guy's a really good player. Every time he gets, extra responsibilities, for example, Irving goes out, he has to handle the backup point guard, plus play his regular shooting guard. The guy, I mean, he dishes out dimes. 9 assists, 7, 6, 5, 8. If Irving's out tomorrow, I really like him. He also, chipped in some extra points that he needed to because they needed the scoring with Irving out. I mean, he got 37.5 fantasy points out. I mean, we've seen him hit 50 before. He has a lot of upside. The only problem with him is that, I really like Harden. I like DeRozan. I like Gordon. If for Gordon 100 more than him, I would probably have to lean Gordon, to be honest. But he gets the assist, and the rebound and the stuff that Gordon doesn't get. So, I mean, he actually, if Irving is out, could be maybe a little bit safer cash game play. Next, we'll move on to small forward. This is kind of an ugly position. I think Jaylen Brown going against Brooklyn is going to be, the top option. He's getting massive minutes. Scoring. He's getting 14.7 points a game. It's almost 7 rebounds, assists, averaging 26.7. At a 6.2 price tag, we need about 31. He's got us 30 in 2 of the last 5. If Irving isn't out, a lot of these Celtics depend on Irving. If he isn't out, they all have to step up scoring wise. So 6.2. I think he's going to get really close to value if he doesn't hit it tomorrow against the net to play no defense. The only thing, actually, now I think about it, is he may be guarded by DeMar Carroll, who's a little bit, kind of a good defender, but still, this kid's been really good. When we talk about him on the other side of the ball, this guy's been pretty consistent. He had one bad game against Denver. Before that, 35, 31, 25, 33, 25. 6.2 price tag. We need 31 as well. From him, I think he has a really good chance to get there as well. Then we'll talk about Ariza in the fast-paced game going against the Raptors. I mean, the guy. I mean, he gets tons of minutes. He's averaging what? Probably I want to say about 35 minutes a game. I mean, the guy's really getting a lot of minutes. He fills up the stat sheet. When his threes are going down, I mean, he could definitely score. At a 5.7 price tag, we need about 28, and I mean that's pretty much where he's been at. 31, 24, 30, 25, 26. I might like him tomorrow. He's a sharp play. The last guy I'm gonna talk about on a little bit cheaper, Kyle Anderson for the Spurs. The young man's been playing really good this year. He's averaging 24 fantasy points a game. At a 5.2 price tag, we need about 26. The only thing that scares me about the Spurs are I think that they could really blow out the Mavericks tomorrow. But I think he's a solid GPP pivot that not a lot of people are going to be on. Next, we'll move on to LaMarcus Aldridge at power forward. I mean, he's clearly, in my opinion, the top, like skill wise power forward on the slate. But the Spurs scare me. They can blow out the Mavericks. His price tag's 8.7, so we need almost 45 from him almost. So that's a big number for him to get. He could definitely get there. It just depends on how this game goes. Slow paced game against the Mavericks. This spot scares me a little bit for him, but we don't got a lot to choose from on this 3-game slate. We'll talk about Serge Ibaka, 5.3. I think he's going to be a solid cash game play tomorrow. I don't usually say that about Ibaka, but he's getting about 30 minutes a game. 5.3 price tag is very fair. We need about 27 from him. He hasn't been doing the best, but I think he'll get about 24 to 27. He's averaging almost 24 a game. And we've seen Ibaka with the 40, 50 fantasy point upside before if he gets those blocks, those steals, and his threes going down. I really like him tomorrow. We'll go back to Boston against the Brooklyn. Jason Tatum. I mean, the young guy's getting a lot of minutes. They're playing all their young guys a lot of minutes, and he hasn't been spectacular, but he's averaging 25.6 fantasy points a game so far this season. We need 25 for him to hit value, so I definitely think he could hit value tomorrow. Going against the Nets, who don't play no Brooklyn. It's a theme by now. And then lastly, we'll talk about Ryan Anderson in the up-tempo game. I don't know if Ibaka's really going to step out, to the three-point line where he likes to go. And we know when he gets hot, he could definitely score. I mean, he's averaging 21 fantasy points a game this season at a 4.6K price tag. We need about 23 to 24. I think he's a little bit more of a GPP play, but I mean, he always has upside if those threes are going down. Okay, we'll finish it off at center. We'll start off with Al Horford against Brooklyn. I think this guy's just going to absolutely eat tomorrow. And I'm going to do everything I can to get this guy in my lineup. I mean, I think he's going to have a really big game against the Nets. He fills up the stat sheet. He almost had a triple-double a couple games ago. I really like Al Horford as my top center tomorrow. Clint Capella, this young guy's been very good this year as well. This is the only guy that I would only consider pivoting off Horford for is for Capella. I mean, he's filling up the stat sheet, averaging 35 fantasy points a game. At a 7.5 price tag, we need about 37. He's got 37. 3 of the past 4 games. So I mean, he's a really solid play as well, along with Horford. We got Gasol on the cheaper end. He's not really actually that much cheaper, but he's a little bit cheaper. He's still showing us he has that 47 fantasy point upside. He's done it a couple times this year. He's averaging 30 fantasy points a game. At a 6.6K price tag, we need about 32 from him. I think he can get there tomorrow. The only thing is the Mavs are a slow-paced game. They're going to blow him out probably, so he may only play, these 20-minute spots that he does occasionally get. And lastly, we'll talk about this guy. I played him the first day of the season, and he did very well. That was when he got his 49. And ever since then, it's been downhill for him. But at 5.3 price tag, I mean, he's showing us the upside. They're going to need him to bang in there against Capella. get some rebounds. So I think he's a solid GPP play, not cash play, but solid GPP play. So, hey, that's kind of where I'm at for my picks for Tuesday. I'm sorry if this was a little bit boring, but it's only a 3-game slate. There was nothing really exciting about it. If you have any more questions or you want to talk about somebody that I mentioned a little bit more in depth, leave a comment below. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Please click the like button. And hey, we'll be back tomorrow, all right? All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.